Siemaneczko, witajcie w drugim odcinku Black Mirror, drugiej części Black Mirror 1. Tak. O Boże, jest tak głośno. Okej. I jeszcze dam wam znać na Discordzie. Tak, i włącz sobie podgląd na TikToku. Dobra, mam podgląd. No, miło mi, trudny tydzień. Cały czas w pracy, nie mam prawie czasu na granie. Mamy co? 1,5 godziny dzisiaj. No, ale zawsze coś. TikTok mi coś zamula. Nie wiem, o co chodzi.
What a flashy thing that is. Probably some tourist's cool ride. Europeans in particular confuse New England with California and think they should be driving around in convertibles or Mustangs.
Boże, ile on gada. On tyle gada. Mi się kurwa nic nie wczytuje. Moje zdjęcie profilowe się nie wczytuje. Nie wiem co z tym TikTokiem dzisiaj, może muszę odinstalować i zainstalować jeszcze raz, bo marudzi mi TikTok strasznie. A ten bohater tyle gada.
Most of the year, an open-top car is a bad idea around here.
Tak
With that kind
myślisz?
of weather, Biddeford should make the raincoat a national uniform. Biber's Diner. Best diner in town. Of course, it's the
Hey.
only diner in town. But to be fair, the food really isn't that bad. It's no Johnny Rockets, but it ain't far off.
Gaduła z niego straszne, to jest po prostu, on po prostu o wszystkim gada. Na wszystko ma jakieś zdanie. Po prostu masakra.
How nice. That's stinking garbage, and I have no particular interest in it. How nice. Ugh, not a particularly pleasant smell. It's It's a trash can from the diner. There'll be plenty of leftovers in there. Ugh, how nice. Ugh. I haven't seen such an old bubblegum machine for years. Belongs to the diner. They do that whole nostalgia thing in there too.
Boże.
Oh, thanks.
Nie chcesz gumy do rzucia, ale masz zdanie o tej gumie do rzucia.
The diner's run by Mr. and Mrs. Biber. It's not a bad joint. It's done up like a 1950s diner. Yeah, well, at least how we imagine the 50s were. Burgers, fries, and drinks. What more could you need?
Nic więcej. Hej. A mnie później nie będzie, ja później będę w pracy. Ale to wideo będzie na YouTubie, więc na
Thanks a
spokojnie.
lot. Some people.
Dokładnie. Ja jestem cały tydzień w pracy, dzień w dzień na południe. Nie mam czasu na granie. Niestety.
A man in a white lab coat. In his 40s, I'd say. Could be a doctor. A man in a white lab coat. A man in a white lab. A big, ugly plastic lobster.
Nie.
Not particularly appetizing.
W sobotę jestem w pracy, a w niedzielę mam czas dla rodziny. W tym tygodniu praktycznie w ogóle nie gram. Jest super.
The moose is the emblem of Maine. But the lobster's a close second. They're supposed to represent something like portholes. In reality, they're glazed display cabinets. The rear panels of the display cabinets are painted blue. They both have underwater scenes with plastic fishes and lobsters on them.
Cóż, ten miesiąc jest ciężki, ale w następnym miesiącu będą musieli mi oddać te wszystkie nadgodziny, więc w następnym miesiącu będę miał mniej do pracy.
Kitschy. And that's about it.
Może on o tym oknie gadał przez godzinę.
What would a 50s bar be without a jukebox? The world's just wonderful, and aren't we all so very happy type music? Just isn't my thing. If there was maybe a Pearl Jam track on it, then I'd give it a play. But Buddy Holly?
Maryla Rodowicz do mnie nie przemawia. Żartujesz sobie. Wychodzę.
Ketchup, mustard, mayo, salt, pepper, syrup, sugar, and a bottle of vinegar.
Super, masz ocet.
There's not much left. I don't think anyone will miss it.
Siema.
I'll take some bread. Mrs. Bible won't mind.
Boże, masz chleb, ocet.
I'm not gonna feel any better if I stuff my pockets full of bread.
Bierz cały chleb. Nie wiadomo co będzie.
I really don't know if this place makes any money. There's usually a few people whenever I come in, but is that enough? Surely you can't get by on just that. They got 2 or 3 people working in the kitchen. One of them's Mr. Biber. Mrs. Biber works out here on her own. Looks like she really works her butt off.
Dziękuję Paulinka za prezencik. No Boże.
The specialty is, of course, lobster. Like everywhere around here. There's everything you'd expect from a diner. From breakfast and lunch to coffee. The specialty is, of course, lobster. Like...
My nie mamy takiego baru, że macie i śniadania, i obiady, i kolacje, i jedzenie szybkiej obsługi. To w Ameryce jest tylko, no chyba, że gdzieś w Polsce jest coś takiego, że macie kurwa wszystko i możecie tu siedzieć cały dzień, dosłownie cały dzień po prostu jedząc od rana do wieczora. Jak oczywiście macie z kim.
That's Mrs. Biber, I think. As far as I can understand it, she runs this place with a husband. That's Mrs. Biber.
Mrs. Biber?
Excuse me.
What can I get you, my boy?
Actually, I'm here to give you something. It's from Fuller in the photo store.
Psst. Hey, come over here. I can guess what this is about. The dirty old swine. I should have known. Vermin ain't so easy to get rid of. Tell him
You better tell him yourself. Whatever it is, you...
Claire! You gonna talk all day? The customers are waiting!
Get out of here and tell your boss he can go to hell.
Jeez. What the hell was that all about then? She sure didn't seem to be a fan of Fuller's. I got that much. And the guy in the kitchen...
Dokładnie.
He sure wasn't supposed to see that she had mail. Sorry, Mrs. Biber?
All right. What is it?
I was just asking, what Fuller...
Listen, I ain't got the time, nor do I want to talk about that scumball. Bug off.
Dobra, nie będziemy o nim rozmawiać.
Mrs. Biber.
Yes, what can I get you?
I'm only the messenger. I've got no idea what's going on here. I can't stand Fuller either, but
But you still work for him, don't you? Making some nice dough. Problem is, it's not his money. It's... forget it.
Mrs.
Może ją trzeba prosić, żeby w ogóle z nami pogadała.
Can you tell me anything about Carrie? She's supposed to have killed herself?
Yeah, Carrie. She was a really good girl. Always ready to help, always friendly. She wanted to open a kindergarten here. There's not much in the way of childcare around here. Parents have to take their kids for miles to find a place. She was such a lovely girl. She still had her whole life in front of her.
I saw a photo of her in Fuller's shop window. She was really pretty.
If I'd only known. The poor thing.
How do you mean?
It's not important. Too late anyway.
Nic nam nie powiedziała.
Hello? Young man! You're Darren Michaels, aren't you?
Yes, and you are?
Oh, excuse me. My name is Newhouse. I'm a doctor at the health center.
At the health center? You mean at the hospital out there?
Well, yes. We call it the Biddeford Health Center. We aren't just a hospital. We have yoga courses and cookery courses and...
And what do you want from me?
Yes. I know your mother, Darren. We had a date here this morning, to be more precise. Me and her. We wanted to hang up some pictures your mother painted in the health center.
Yes.
Okej.
And she...
Nie
She's not
przyszła.
there. She's always punctual, isn't she? This kind of thing never happens.
Look, I don't have a lot of time right now. I'll give her a call, okay? As soon as I'm back in the store. Maybe she's forgotten about your little meeting, Doc.
If you say so, but actually...
I gotta go. I'll call Mom later and tell her that you're waiting for her in the health center. Goodbye.
Boże, on jest taki chamski.
Goodbye.
On jest taki chamski. Jak można być taką pizdą? Doktor Newhouse, którego spotkałem w barze, chce się spotkać z mamą, żeby kupić od niej. Mam jednak... Czyżby zaczęła się robić zapominalska?
Jebediah Bitterfoot or something like that, I guess. Honestly, I've got no idea who that is. The city's founder, a mayor, a benefactor, what do I know?
Nowy riff DBD. Jak macie dodatek Castlevania, to super. A jak nie macie, no to odblokujecie te rzeczy, ale musicie kupić dodatek. Zrobicie rifta, odblokujecie story o Castlevanii, ale jak nie graliście w grę Castlevania, albo albo nie macie tego dodatku, albo zrobiliście poprzedniego rifta i znacie story, to spoko. Ja w ogóle chcę kupować dodatki w kolejności jak wychodziły, więc zanim ja dojdę do tego dodatku, to trochę czasu minie. Mnie też tu dawno nie było. Widziałem wszystkie, wiem co będzie. Toporek? Ale za rifta, czy za co? Czy trzeba było kod wpisać?
That's the entrance to the police station. I never feel too good in the face of the state authorities.
Aha, spoko, czaję.
That's the entrance to the police. What would I want there? A coin-op telephone. It says out of order. If I was needing some small change, then I might take a closer look at it. That's the hospital. I was trying to keep myself. That's the hospital. That's the hospital.
No, to można iść do domu mamy.
No time. That is a really long way home. I've only just come that way. That is a really long way.
Dobra. Czyli musisz wrócić do domu do zakładu fotograficznego. Poza tym fajnie, że na zrobienie tego rifta ma się 110 dni. Poprzedni rift zrobiłem w miesiąc. Więc na spokojnie. No raż.
He's sick. That disgusting pig!
What's going on?
Your lovely boss. Does he always try to grope his customers?
No, only the women.
That's not funny.
No, of course not. What can I say? Fuller's an asshole.
Well, he's never going to see me again. Darren, would you bring the photos to the hotel for me?
Of course. My pleasure.
Thanks, Darren. That's really nice of you. I'm staying at the Wild Coast, room number 5.
No problem. You'll have them this afternoon.
Thanks, my hero. See you later.
No, mamy zadanie. Ten koleś!
Huh. That's the guy from the diner.
Zaczyna się coś dziać.
Hey, you're gonna gawk her ass right off. Whatever the bitch said, it's all a dirty pack of lies.
Sure.
Back to work. Hey, you got the package?
Yep.
Well then, give it to me.
How'd the photo shoot go?
Ah, shut up.
I only mean the young lady who...
That alley cat's gone, okay? No little goodbye kissy for little Darren. So now, get to work. The shelves here could use with a dusting and the gutter's leaky. And you still gotta take my mama's dogs for a walk. Go back to the post office again and ask if the new photo paper's already arrived. The mailman still hasn't brought a collection note. And the store could also do with a good sweeping.
He's cranky. I guess Angelina did a number on his ego. Nice job. Okay then. But before I start with all that stuff, I'd better give Mom a quick call and remind her she was gonna take the pictures to the hospital. And somehow I've gotta get a hold of the film so I can make some prints of Angelina's pictures without Fuller catching me doing it.
Dobra, zadzwoń do mamy. Gdzie jest telefon? Gdzie jest telefon? Telefon. Na zapleczu? Nie, tu raczej nie ma telefonu. Może gdzie jest telefon? Musisz zadzwonić do mamy.
It works. Excuse me.
What do you want?
The package I picked up was jingling a bit. I hope there was nothing broken inside. What was in it?
It's of damn all concern to you.
Mrs. Biber was... Yeah, well, she didn't seem to be very pleased to get your letter.
So? Did you read the letter?
No, but she seemed to know what it was about.
I bet. It was a bill. Who's pleased at getting a bill?
Should I go and develop the pictures from the shoot earlier?
You should do what I tell you to do.
But I could do them now, and then you don't need to later.
You do your job, I'll look after the photos.
I have to get hold of the pictures somehow. They must still be in the camera. Excuse
What
me.
do you want?
Do you remember Carrie?
Which Carrie?
She was a customer of yours. Committed suicide almost 2 years ago. Dark hair, green eyes.
Why should I remember her? Do you think I remember every face that walks in this joint?
Yeah, well, there's a photo of her in the window.
So? What's it to you anyway? Do your work or I'll kick your ass.
Gdzie jest aparat? Aparat. 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 Nie aparat, tylko ten. Kurwa, telefon.
An old, rather battered locker. Water and all sorts. That's a photo enlarger. You put the developed film in the top and then lay a sheet of photo paper on the table below. The picture is projected onto the sheet and so exposes the paper at the same time. Basically, it's just a powerful lamp with a lens in front of it. That's a photo enlarger. You put the developed film in the top and then lay a sheet of photo paper on the table below. The picture... Basically, it's just a... The dish for the water bath. After the picture becomes visible in the developer bath, the development process is stopped in the water bath. The dish for the water bath. The dish for the water... The undeveloped film is placed in this container. Then the developer fluid is added, and after a short while, the film is developed.
Na pewno będziemy musieli to
I'd better
zrobić.
leave it here. I'd better leave it here. A flat dish about A3 size. If you're making photo prints in it, you have to have diluted developer. A completely normal waste bin. I'll make a note of that in case I want. A completely normal waste.
Syf, 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 syf. Syf. Woda destylowana.
A bottle of distilled water. I'll take that with me. A bottle of distilled water. You can use it. I'll press a little around here.
O, masz kramp.
Breadcrumbs. Like in...
Breadcrumbs. 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 Where is the phone?
Fulla's camera. The film, but I haven't a clue how I'm gonna get the film out of it without Fulla noticing. Fulla's camera, but I haven't a clue.
Dobra, idź na zaplecze. Gdzie jest telefon?
A cheapo, old-time cuckoo clock. A testament to Fulla's fine taste for stylish interior decoration. I think Fulla took his mother on a world tour a few years back. Nothing stands out. Perhaps this little angular hole on the clock face. Is that how you wind it up? Nothing stands out. Hey, there's a small opening. Let's see. It seems to be a mechanism to wind it up. Behind it is a little button. I can't wind the clock up, but I can push this button. Nothing stands out. I think I'll leave the coop.
Ciekawe. Dobra, po kolei.
A very old-fashioned safe. There's a logo on it. M.T. Schultz, Pittsburgh. Looks at least 100 years old. I find it hard to believe that Fuller hides anything of worth in there. He's more the paranoid type that wants to protect his telephone bill from prying eyes. It's locked. But I've seen how they open these things in those old classic gangster movies. It's locked. But I've seen how they open these things in those old classic gangster movies. The fatso lives on coffee and burritos. That ought to make for an early death. Fuller ate a microwave burrito with, chili chocolate turkey filling yesterday. I didn't even know that kind of thing exists. But it does.
Fuj.
Nothing in the whole damn world would make me want to open this door. You've just got to have a look around here to get the impression of what it looks like in there. No. What have we got here? The US, Hawaii, something illegible, and Europe. Fuller's smeared half of it with his filthy paws. What have we got here? The US? What have we got? The US? A greasy map of the world. My World Tour is written next to it. A few places are marked. The USA around Utah, Arizona. Then over to Hawaii. Afterwards comes North Africa, possibly Egypt, then China, and then Europe. Looks like somewhere in Germany. A greasy map. The USA. A greasy map. A used up, chewed up ballpoint. He definitely doesn't need it anymore. And if he does, well, even better. A cheap ballpoint pen. Should I go through Fuller? Well, that would mean going through the whole house. I don't think so.
Telefon, zadzwoń do mamy.
Huh. Seems like she's on the phone.
What the hell are you doing using my phone? While you're on the clock? I'm gonna take it out of your...
Yeah, whatever. Look, I just wanted to call my mother, but it was busy. It's not gonna make you go bust.
That broad spends the whole day on the phone, right? She already called up once while I was shooting that sweetie. Some drivel about Adrian and a mirror. I hung up. I got better things to do than listen to that kind of crap.
My mother called, and you didn't tell me?
The old lady's not all there in the head anymore, huh? Where you going? You're not on your own time yet.
Mom! Mom!
O kurwa. O kurwa. Wreszcie się coś dzieje.
Her heart's beating. She's alive. Mom, can you hear me? Mom! Nothing. But she's still breathing. Okay, think, Darren. I need an ambulance. Emergency? Yes. My name is Darren Michaels. I've just found my mother. She's unconscious.
Take it to the hospital, but take it real easy. I'll be following in my car in a minute.
How does it look?
Difficult to say, Dan. She must have stumbled, and now she's got a serious head injury. Exactly how bad it is, we can only find that out in the hospital.
But how can she fall so badly that she...
It's not the time for that now. Was your mother taking any kind of medication?
I don't know. She always has a load of painkillers for her back. No idea.
Please, collect anything that looks like medication and bring it back to me in the hospital. What about allergies?
Not that I know about.
That's not good enough. Could you find out the family doctor's number? Perhaps get a hold of her medical records.
Yeah, I'll go look. I'll see you in the hospital.
Very good. Oh, yeah. And we need your mother's insurance card.
That too? Okay, please, can you hurry? Oh man. Medication, insurance card, med history. I better hurry.
Oh.
No, I haven't got the number from Mom's old family doctor. I can't even remember his name, to be honest. Dr. Mick. If I read his name, then it'll come straight back to me. No, if I read his... Mom's cordless telephone. Mom watched whales with this telescope. This is a whale region. The whales swim past here twice a year on the... A nice one. Quite classical. And it looks quite expensive for Mom's tastes. You can swivel the telescope on the tripod. And hey, there's a compass attached to the top to show the direction you're looking. A nice one. A nice one. There are pictures of me and Mom in the cabinet. I can't see any pictures of my father here. Mom hasn't got many of him. I guess the memory of his death is too painful for her. When I was a child, I always wanted to know who my father was. Mom told me about him and finally showed me some pictures. That was the only time I've ever seen pictures of him.
Ciekawe.
Oh my god, there really is running water here. I never would have thought it.
For real.
Oh my god. My mother keeps her pots and pans and a few pots, a shallow bowl, plates, a tray. I'll take the bowl.
Hej Ewa. Masz miskę. Awesome.
A large ceramic bowl.
Masz miskę. Myślę, że ci się przyda. Pusty czajnik. Boże, ile on ma tych rzeczy.
An old-fashioned kettle from my mother's kitchen. That's where Mom indulged herself. We had an ancient wood-burning stove at home that she used to cook on. She always said it reminded her of her time as a cook back in England. True, I've never been much of a cook, but it seems a bit dumb to turn on the stove when there's nothing sitting on it. True, I've never been much of a...
No bo co masz wodę zrobić?
The kettle's full.
Gotujemy wodę! Yeah! Do
The
it!
water will start to boil and steam. As I'm not much of a tea drinker, boiling water isn't much use to me. The water will start to...
Na razie nie. Dobra, tu jest torebka.
Mom's handbag. All her papers must be in there.
For sure.
All right, I found the insurance card.
Świetnie.
My mother's insurance card. The hospital.
No, tak
There's
jest.
nothing else of interest in there.
Dozownik na leki.
That's Mom's medicine dispenser. There's a box for every... She always used to joke about it. She said that because of her back, she consumed more, but she never took as much as she was actually prescribed. She always maintained that she'd just forgotten to. I always found it rather stupid not to take your medicine.
Dobra, masz leki mamy. Świetnie.
That's gotta be most of the medication, but maybe she's got more somewhere else. I should check. That's Mom's pill, but that's just part of it. It looks like Mom was having a cup of tea while reading. The cup is still half full. Why did she stand up and go over there? Maybe the phone rang? Maybe she got some bad news and fainted.
Ciekawe.
When I was a kid, we used to always argue about how long I was allowed to watch TV. Now you couldn't get wild horses to drag me in front of one. I can count myself lucky the damn thing didn't complete. Mom's into music. That's one thing we have in common. Though our tastes are a little diverse. Mom's Beethoven. Mom's into music. Mom's into music.
To dalej można oglądać. Mchenka. Idźmy do sypialni.
It's a beautiful lamp. Pity it doesn't work. Perhaps the bulb's gone. My mother's old bureau. That's where she keeps her letters and financial papers and such. I don't fancy poking around in there just now. My mother's old bureau. My mother's old bureau. My mother's old bureau. A plant on the windowsill. Looks like there's something under the flower pot.
O. Kluczyk. Kluczyk.
It's a little brass key.
Kluczyk.
A small gold-colored key.
Kluczyk.
We've already just had a few days of warm, sunny weather. Mom likes thrillers and horror stories, mainly old stuff. Perhaps it has something to do with her time in England. She's often told me that she worked in a castle. That could well have come straight out of one of these books. I think the furniture's still from her time in England. Quite old-fashioned. What do we got here? Handkerchiefs, a glasses case, an art magazine, a few Valerian draggies. Nothing I could use. My mother's address book. I ought to find her doctor's number in there. I don't think I'll find anything interesting. Let's see. It won't open. It's got a leather strap running from the back to the front cover.
Czyli kluczykiem trzeba otworzyć.
Yes, and that's got the address book open.
Kto trzyma książkę adresową pod kluczem?
Now then, what was that doctor called?
Hej,
Dr.
Samantha.
Wakefield. That's him. And here's his number. I just hope he's still got my mother's old medical records. I've got Doc Wakefield's number. A bedside table lamp with a paper shade in it. Nothing else there.
Dobra, idź jeszcze do łazienki.
Mom's bathroom. Like her old place, nothing special. We weren't poor, but my mother was always modest. And by the looks of it...
Może tu będą jeszcze jakieś leki. Z jedynki! To z jedynki latarnia morska. Willow Creek, pamiętacie?
An old lighthouse. Underneath's a sign with Willow Creek written on it. Perhaps it's from the place in England where she lived. She first came to the US in her early 30s, after the accident.
Zaraz po wypadku? Dziwne. Czyżby jego matka była z Gordonów?
Aha, some medicines. Boxes, little bottles, tubes. I think that's it. That has to be all. Using this weekly pill dispenser, I ought to hand over the medication. Toothpaste, face cream. I had a shower here this morning. I ate some of it for her sake. Huh. Back at you.
Ja też rano
I had a
nic nie
shower
jem.
for this. I ate some of it. I ate some of it.
Dobra, zadzwoń po dokumentację medyczną.
Hopefully the number's still okay. Dr. Wakefield, 555.
Dr. Wakefield's practice?
My name's Darren Michaels. I have to speak to the doctor. It's an emergency.
One moment, please.
Dr. Wakefield speaking.
Hello, Dr. Wakefield. This is Darren Michaels.
Darren, is there something wrong with your mother? Mandy said...
Yes, she's been taken to the hospital. She's fallen over and taken a knock to the head. She's not responsive.
My God.
The hospital needs her medical history. Do you still have it?
Yes, we must still have it here.
Can you fax it over to the hospital?
Yes, of course. Hopefully nothing's happened to her back.
Wouldn't the support corset protect her?
Not necessarily. The corset supports her spine when she's standing up or sitting, but her back has been so badly affected since the accident that a fall can have repercussions.
I don't think I want to know. I'll just go down to the hospital and find out there.
Do that. I'll have the records sent to Biddeford. I hope your mother gets well soon.
Yeah, me too.
Give her my best wishes as soon as she's awake.
I'll do that. See you later, Doc. Well, that's done. Dr. Wakefield has always cared well for Mom. With that back of hers, she could barely stand, sit, or lie down without causing her pain. And then she has the burns as well. And now this.
Poparzenia ma. Kurwa ma poparzenia. Czy ona nie jest żoną Samuela? Czy jego matka nie jest żoną Samuela? Może ona nie umarła? Tak naprawdę. Boże, to by był plot twist.
I'll just get dressed and then go straight to the hospital. I hope she's all right. Hello, I'd like to see my mom, Rebecca Michaels.
One moment. Your mother is still being examined. Have you got the medication with you?
Yes, here. Oh, and I've also got the insurance stuff. When can I...
Ah, thank you, thank you. I will tell Dr. Newhouse. Please take a seat for a moment. I will let you know when you can go in and see your mother. Excuse me, Mr. Michaels?
Yes?
There is a problem with your mother's insurance card. It looks like she didn't make the last payment.
I don't know anything about that. And I really don't give a damn.
Obviously, it's a little unpleasant, but the insurance...
Look, I don't give a damn about the insurance. What's happening with my mom? How long is this thing gonna take?
I'm sure you'll be able to see her soon. But if we can't clear up this thing with the insurance, then we've got a problem here. You'll have to... Okay, Doctor. You can see your mother now. The room at the end on the right. Mr. Michaels? I can't help it if your mother hasn't paid, or if the bank hasn't made the transfer, or if the medical insurance won't cover the treatment. Here, take the card with you and sort it out. In the end, your mother will be back on her feet, but she won't have a roof over her head anymore.
Thanks. How is she?
Not good, I'm afraid. The wounds to her head are quite severe. She must have fallen against the table with all her weight behind her.
Is she going to...
One should never give up hope. But your mother's in a coma, Darren. I'm sorry, but it's rather uncommon for someone to wake from a deep coma. Perhaps if she'd been discovered earlier, then there wouldn't have been so much bleeding in her skull.
You're saying that if I'd gone to her straight after our talk, then she wouldn't be here now, lying in a coma?
But my boy, you couldn't possibly have known.
Yeah, how could I have known? Fuller.
Sorry?
Fuller! She phoned the photo store. She wanted to speak to me, and Fuller just hung up on her.
Wait, no, that's completely...
She was conscious and wanted help, but Fuller...
Darren, get a grip. It was an accident. No one's to blame, and you should just...
Just what? Simply sit here at the bedside and hope that she gets better? I can't barely believe that.
Darren! You must...
Thanks for your help.
We'll look after your mother round the clock, Darren. You're welcome to stay here. I'll pop in again later.
I'm not gonna stay here. I still have things to sort out. That fat bastard's gonna pay for this. The monitor shows my mother's vital signs. Pulse, breathing, etc. No idea if the values are positive. The monitor shows my... Typical hospital chic. There's a little medicine bottle lying here. Perhaps it belonged to the patient who was here before my mother. Laxativa. A powerful laxative. Sounds useful.
Ale będziesz miał rozwolnienie
A
w cholerę.
laxative. That'll A set of scales. Maybe for overweight patients. I'd better leave the scales here. A set of scales. I'd better leave the... There's a stethoscope. Presumably someone from the clinic forgot it when washing their hands. I'll take it with me. They ought to be able to rustle up another one here. It seems to... She looks... in all this just because she tripped. probably rushing around again, doing someone or other a favor. And then that stupid cupboard. Oh, and Fuller. If he even... I'm gonna squeeze him dry.
The mirror! Don't go through the mirror.
Mom? Mom, are you awake?
O kurwa.
Did I just imagine that? No, I couldn't have. My wrist still
Nie
hurts.
przechodź
She
przez
must have been
lustro.
terribly afraid of something. But what did she mean?
Ja pierdolę.
It seems to... and all... and Fuller. It seems to... and all... and Fuller. It seems... and all... and Fuller. It seems... and all... and Fuller.
Nie przechodź przez lustro. Ten koleś
I can't
znowu.
tell you that. You can talk to her son if you like. He's just... There he is.
Hey!
Kto to jest?
Hey! You! What the hell?
Co to jest za koleś?
A nurse, and perhaps an administrator as well. They could well be one and the same nowadays. The way things look, it seems that healing the patients is a kind of secondary activity. Hi.
Hello, Mr. Michaels. What can I do for you?
What do you think? You reckon my mom's gonna be okay?
Oh, you never can know. But for sure, there are people who come out of comas after much worse accidents than your mother's.
And folks who die from much less serious accidents.
You mustn't give up hope. Pray for your mother.
Statistically speaking, that has no effect whatsoever. Will save my time. What did that guy want?
He was asking about your mother.
What did he want to know?
He wanted to know if
she made it?
Yes. But I told him we're not allowed to give out patient information. He ought to speak to you.
I don't know the guy, but he's gone out of his way to avoid me twice already. You know who he is?
I'm sorry, no. But he's got an accent. I think he's British. But with something else, too.
Listen, I don't want that guy anywhere near my mother. You understand?
Of course.
This Dr. Newhouse, what's he like?
Oh, he's very charming. A really nice guy. He isn't from around here. He came to Biddeford a couple of years back. But he's really settled and got on well, and...
Yeah, nice story. I wanted to know if he was a competent doctor.
Oh, yes, of course. He used to run a huge hospital in Atlanta. He's apparently rather overqualified to be working in a little place like Biddeford. But I think he enjoys the small town life. Your mother is in good hands.
Are you from around here?
You could say that. I grew up here.
Then you surely must be able to tell me some exciting stories about the place.
Ah, well, not really all that much happens here. You know, a young woman killed herself a couple of years back. She jumped into the ocean, and they had to call in extra divers to help search for her. They didn't save her, though. They never even found the body. But apart from that, there's never really much happening here.
You mean Carrie? Did you know her?
Yes, we used to go to aerobics together.
Any idea why she killed herself?
We'd all like to know the answer to that one. She was always so happy. We used to have lots of laughs together. But then, she changed. She also stopped coming to the sports events, and I lost touch with her. I had no idea she was having such a hard time with herself.
Thanks for the info. About all this insurance garbage.
Best to have a look through your mother's bank transfers. If she's transferred the money, then it's up to the bank and the insurance company to slug it out between themselves. You can simply drop it by with the certificate if you like. Then I'll see to it.
Mm-hmm. Thanks. About all this insurance...
Best you can simply...
Mm-hmm. Thanks very much for the info.
No problem.
That doesn't belong to my mom. Maybe it's from the person who was in here before her. I guess I should have packed a case like that for my mother, too. A soda machine. Chucks out various kinds of sugared water. A bottle of soda. Great. I don't need much more. A good idea. But how do I get the laxative into the bottle without damaging the cap?
Oh.
A bottle with a cup.
No właśnie.
There seems to be dozens of cameras in this bit. Perhaps they should film the screens, just to make sure everything's being filmed. At least there aren't any cameras in the hallways, corridors,
Do kostnicy?
a gray door with a frosted glass window. I'm not particularly. I don't want to just sit here and wait for some news. I can drop by at any time and ask how she's doing. A few glossies and a health magazine. Oh well. I'll take the fashion magazine here. Oh, and the auto magazine.
For what?
2 magazines. Well thumbed through and a few months old. Hardly any text, plenty of pictures. My mom told me how she feared having to spend the rest of her life in a thing like this, even long after the car crash. Her back was seriously injured, and no one could tell her if she would ever walk again. Miraculously, I was left unhurt by our car crash. My mom was in hospital for months. My father died at the scene of the accident. I was about 3 years old back then. I can't remember the accident. Nor my father. When the Temple of Liberty has been established, will the people know how to decorate it? We're decorating our country of liberty with cameras. Who are people scared of?
No, siebie nawzajem.
A nurse. And perhaps there are medical records or bills in the cupboard. I don't think anything in here is gonna hit.
Dobra, nic tu więcej nie ma. Dom mamy. Skoro mamy znaleźć przelewy?
The water will start to boil.
W biurku.
There's no choice. I can't believe I've got to scrabble around in my mother's private things so the damn insurance company doesn't let her die. I mean, what are they gonna do if I can't find any proof that my mother transferred that money? Throw her out of the door in her bed? Alright, come on, Darren.
O, układanka. Zamek Black Mirror. Nie, to będzie tył. Raczej. Wieża była z tej... albo nie. Nie, to jest kościół. Kościół z jedynki. Boże. Nie, to są drzwi. Nie, to nie są drzwi. To jest tył. To jest... No, to jest tył. Tu ma być wieża. Nie wiem, czy to jest wejście. Trudne. Jak ja mam to przesunąć? Tak. To ma być tu. Kurwa, trudne. Zostało mi 6 minut. Jest.
Packet of cigarettes. Is Mom a secret smoker? Oh, there's just playing cards in it. I'd have been surprised. Pencils. Run-of-the-mill pencils. I'll leave that here. You always need a sharpener for pencils. A little wooden box. I've never seen it before. Ah, there's Mom's transfer book. That's what I was looking for. I'll take both.
Ale nic tu więcej nie ma.
The little wooden box I found in my mother's bedroom. It's quite hefty. There are some kind of symbols on the lid. But I can't... The little wooden... There's some kind of... I don't know about all this kind of stuff. Let's see. This is the rent. And here's 18 bucks. 45 to the phone company. Aha! And here's the transfer to the insurance company. That's from last month. So she has paid. Those guys need to kick up the butt. What's this? A letter?
Oh.
Dear Rebecca, I have received your letter and am pleased that you're well. Of course, I will furthermore send you the full amount. Your suggestion is well intended, and I wouldn't have expected anything else from you. But there's absolutely no question about your receiving any less, even if he has now left home. You have done a wonderful job, and it's now time that you did something for yourself. Enjoy your life in Maine. With love, C.
Dostałem twój list i bardzo się cieszę, że dobrze się miewasz. Oczywiście przeleję ci całą kwotę. Twoja sugestia jest słuszna, ale tego się właściwie po tobie nie spodziewałam. pewno nie dostaniesz mniej niż powinnaś. Tym bardziej, że nie ma go już w domu. Doskonale wykonałeś swoją pracę i najwyższy czas, żebyś w końcu zadbała o siebie. Cieszy cię w Maine.
Strange. The full amount. Even if he's out of the house now? What's that all about? Here's my mom receiving a fat payment from... a $1,500 transfer from a bank in England. BCW Bank. Willow Creek Branch. Willow Creek? That name's familiar. Mom used to live in England, but was it in this, Willow Creek? And who is this C character? And why is he sending her money? Here it is again. And there! She seems to get the same amount every month. Seems to be practically her only source of income. I don't get it. She always told me she got a monthly injury compensation payment from insurance of the guy who caused the crash, which also killed my father. I definitely wasn't supposed to see that. Suppose it didn't really matter to me either. It's just that... It's just not like my mother to keep secrets from me. I'll ask her why she's lied to me as soon as she gets better.
To jest to Willow Creek. Dobra, idź do szpitala.
Hi.
Hello, Mr. Michaels.
I have my mother's bank transfers here. She's already paid for the damn insurance.
I was thinking the same thing myself. You know, the insurance company has made a boo-boo. Can I have them? Don't worry, I'll get on it.
So that will be the end of it then?
Yes, I'll clear it all up with them.
Good. I don't want to stop her. I'd better leave the scales here. I'm standing here in front of my mother who's lying in a coma, and all I can think of is her total, but now I'm sure that she lied to me, and I'm even more on no change. She's breathing, no change.
Dobra, na tym niestety kończymy, bo muszę się ogarniać do pracy, także dzięki, na razie.